everyone, Miss GoElectric here. Today I'm at Pebble's headquarters, which is in Fremont, California, and we are going to check out the Pebble Flow, which is an electric travel trailer here. And I have Bing Ray, the founder and CEO of the company, who is going to give us a tour of the vehicle, and we're going to be able to take it out on the road. So let's get into it. Well, thank you so much for having us, Bing Ray. I'm so excited to see what you have coming for the Pebble Flow and the actual production intent, because there's a lot of changes that you've made here, right?
Absolutely. This is our production intent model. It's an all-electric, hassle-free travel trailer. So we have a 45 kilowatt-hour battery at its core, right? That's powering all the appliances on board. That's also powering all the motors and the electric systems that you're going to experience in a little bit, right? And we have solar panels over the entire roof. 1100 watt of solar that's perpetually charging the battery. Let's walk around a bit here. I want to show you some of the design elements that we have improved, since the last model that we saw. So in the last half a year to a year, we spent a lot of time taking the initial alpha prototype vehicle and improving it and incorporating lots of design feedbacks from our customers. So we have a co-creator community. They regularly give us inputs on our design, our features. So we took many of these to heart and really incorporate into this model, this production intent model. So I'll point out a few things here. First is the design has been streamlined further. The proportion of the vehicle has also been adjusted. You may have noticed in the prior model, the alpha prototype, we have a lot of bow tailing toward the back, right? So the back is intentionally narrower in order to improve the aerodynamic performance, right? So we've gone through lots of iteration in computational fluid dynamic, or AKA virtual wind tunnel, to optimize the shape, right? So that we can give people more interior volume without compromising the aerodynamic performance. The rear end of the vehicle has been tightened up as a result. It's wider than before. We have this really sleek and very wide automotive style tail lamp, just a single bar, beautiful.
Yeah, and the one thing that I noticed a big difference is that now the tail wraps around here for the tail light so that you'll be able to see it from the side as well. So if anyone's in your blind spot area, you turn your turn signal on, they'll be able to see you.
Exactly, yeah, better safety as well, yeah. And we added a rear hitch receiver.
I'm so excited about that.
That is one of the biggest feedback that we have received, and a lot of people want to travel with their bikes, and here's a hitch receiver. You open up that cover and you can slide in your bike rack.
That's amazing, because I know I have a ton of e-bikes. I want to bring them with me when I'm going camping, and I know that other people at the campgrounds I've seen bring their e-bikes everywhere, or just regular bikes, because you want to be able to get around while you're on site without having to detach anything.
That's right, yeah. Let's continue the walk around here from the back. You see the rear window. We have this cut line. It's because this rear window now actually opens up.
Oh, wow, yeah.
We'll show you inside, yeah. So this is yet another feedback that we receive. So previously, we only have the side window, the awning window that opened up, right? Now that with this opening up, there's a lot more cross-flow ventilation. So in a nice day, you can just open the window up and you don't have to run AC. Just enjoy the breeze in nature.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah. Here's, you're familiar with probably. We have our charging hookup, right? CCS1 charging. So you have your AC charging or DC fast charging, right? You can charge it however you want.
Now, are you thinking of going to the North American charging system, or are you going to keep the CCS1?
Our plan is to adopt the next North America charging standard, right? This is the industry standard now, right? And that's the future. That's our plan to adopt to it, right? And in the meantime, right, our customer will be using a adapter similar to what other EV OEMs have been doing until the standard is becoming widely available.
Okay, so when it first launches, it'll still be CCS1, but then eventually you'll come to.
That's correct.
Okay, got it.
That's correct. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then as far as charging speeds, have you guys figured that out as far as what it can accept to recharge the battery?
For the AC charging, we're charging at about 6 kilowatt.
Okay.
For the DC fast charging, right, it takes about an hour to top up to fully charge the battery. We have a 45 kilowatt hour battery.
So as far as DC fast charging speeds go, this is about 50 kilowatts for its peak rate.
That's right. It's about that. Yeah, because usually by the time your EV is fully charged, and the Pebble Flow is pretty much like fully charged.
Got it.
Yeah. And best part, you get to stay inside when you're waiting for your charging.
Now,
Yeah.
I have seen that you have bidirectional capability as well. So when you're at the CCS1 standard, is this going to be able to share the energy from the battery pack and the Pebble Flow with your house when you have a power outage?
That's right. Yeah. And the way we do that is not through the CCS1 connector. It's actually through this.
NEMA
Yeah.
1450?
So we have a NEMA 1450 plug, right? So this can output plenty of power and use this to charge an e-bike, charge an EV if you want, or power entire home if you have a grid blackout.
Okay.
Right. So one of the use cases that we envision is some of our customers is going to park the Pebble Flow in their driveway when it's not being actively used. Right. During that time, the solar panel is constantly harnessing the energy from the sun. Once the battery is relatively full, you can just use it to charge your EV, and you feel good because you're using energy sustainably harnessed from the sun.
Absolutely. Now, one thing that I'm curious about, because at our home studio, we have a power sharing from Tesla, which works with their universal wall connector. So when you go to the next standard, will something like this be compatible to work with our power sharing system that we have at home that Tesla provides?
That's a great question. It will be something that we'll look into.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Over here is the water inlet, right? So as an RV, this goes directly into our water tank. We have a 40-gallon water tank. In this model, we've increased the capacity slightly based on the feedback received from our customers.
And you also have, can you talk on the black water tank and the full system, because have you changed any of the capacities for those as well?
That's right. So we not only adjust the capacity, but also we change the architecture. So the alpha prototype model, we had a combined gray and black tank, if you recall, right? We actually got a lot of feedback. People want split tanks. We felt it was the right thing to do, and so we split the tank. In our production intent model, we have a 37-gallon gray tank, and we have a 13-gallon black tank. Those are separate tanks. And we're still tweaking this a bit here, but you get the idea, you know. So we have the macerating pump, hook up a hose here, and this goes to your drain station.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We actually simplified things. So normally in RVs, you have two water inlet. You have one that goes to the fresh tank. You have another one that bypasses the fresh tank and directly go to your water line in the RV. And it's very confusing for first timers, like, where do I put water, right? So we've simplified this to just only have one hookup. So you just hook up there and everything is dialed in on the iPad, and just select you want city water or you want fresh tank. All right, coming around here, another feedback we receive is the axle. Right, many people commented that we have a single axle vehicle, right? Is this really going to be robust or not? We put so much engineering into the axle, right? We have, as you can tell, a very, very big tire to begin with, right? This is a 33-inch tire, 275, probably one of the biggest tires ever put on a travel trailer. Okay, and not just the tire, the wheel, the axle, the suspension system is completely engineered to be heavy duty. We have a 3.5-ton axle. It's oversized, more than the GVWR of this vehicle. So it's really designed to be very, very robust. That's going to really last through the test of time. And we also move the axle slightly backward to reduce the rear overhang. And you can see also this taper here, right? We increase the departure angle and really help improve the maneuverability of this vehicle in rough terrain.
So in the case if a tire blows out or anything like that, how would the customer be alerted of that situation, and how would they address to fix it?
Yeah, so in the case of tire blowout, right, first of all, you're going to notice it, right? When you're towing, you're going to notice it. We will supply a tire repair kit. So similar to, for example, many of the EVs, modern EVs that you see today, they don't come with a spare tire. They usually supply with a tire repair kit.
Right, which has slime in it and also an air inflator, so you'll be able to have it patched for the meantime.
For the meantime, it will allow you to get to the place where you can have the tire exchange and taken care of.
Now, another thing I noticed is that you have a big awning up here that wasn't there last time.
That's right. How about we set up camp?
Let's do it.
All right. So first step, this process for a traditional RV, it's very complicated. You have to crank all the stabilizers and leveling your rig, left and right, front and back, which takes forever. So we've automated all that with a feature called InstaCamp. So press this button and authenticate, because any motion requires authentication for safety. So what you're hearing here is the leveler come
Yes,
around
I
here.
can see.
Yeah, you can see the levelers that we have. We have one on either side. These are really powerful levelers. So you can see it's able to jack up the vehicle quite a bit, right? So this can compensate for about 4 degrees of leveling, right? So you take it to an uneven terrain, this can easily compensate for that and level the entire vehicle. Now it's fully leveled. The stabilizers are deploying. Once they fully deploy, touch on the ground, you have very steady surface, very steady floor inside the Pebble Flow.
So I noticed that front jack that you have there and the one right here behind the tire are doing the work to level it first, and then there's 4 of them, right? And one on either
Correct.
side from front and back. Oh, and look at that. It
Look
just
at that, Walla. Welcome
puts the
home.
stairs right out
That's right.
for you.
Yes. Yes.
Now, as far as the awning goes,
That's the last step. It's about 10 feet wide, so you can extend pretty far out. Yeah. So I'm just going to stop it right here. The 2 legs are underneath here. So take those legs out and
put 'em
vertical
down.
support to make sure even if you have wind blowing, this is going to be very stable. We've added cameras. This is a new addition compared to our previous alpha prototype vehicle, right? In the remote control interface, right, you have this bird's eye view, but it's static, right? Imagine down the road through OTA updates, the Pebble app will be upgraded to utilize the camera view. So you have this bird's eye view that is live and it's dynamic, it's showing your surroundings. Before we go in, I want to show you one last thing, which is this door here. So we have a pass-through storage system. So this is a tunnel, kind of like the gear tunnel in a Rivian.
this portion here, underneath it, is there the heat pump still underneath? Okay.
Yep.
And then as far as when you're towing it behind you, this moves still to be able to provide a more aerodynamic driving profile. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, so we call this the aero box. So when you're towing it, the aero box will rise all the way up, right? And what this does is essentially imagine you have a tow vehicle, an SUV in front of it. With the aero box raised up, the airflow is just going to glide through from the back of your SUV through this aero box in its up position to the roof. So that dramatically reduces the amount of aerodynamic drag that we have, and that will improve efficiency, improve mileage, especially when you're towing with an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
So with our system, from the testing that we've done, a modern electric vehicle that's capable of towing a Pebble Flow will get about 200 to 250 mile of range.
All right, so I want to see inside now.
Let's go. All right, after you. All right, welcome home.
I fit.
Yes, yes, you're very tall and not a problem.
Not
right?
a problem at all.
Indeed, indeed. So let me walk you through from front to back, right? Yeah. First, let's just look around, like all the windows. We have window everywhere, right? When we really want this vehicle to feel open and airy, even when you're staying inside, right? So with all the windows, you're gonna have all the views that you want. And all these windows are electronically controlled through the Pebble app as well.
Okay.
So they're all smart glass. So with press the button here, you can turn it on.
Wow.
Yeah. Just like that, right? Now you have privacy. So let's talk about the front space here, right? So this is the dinette area, right? We can have multiple adults that's sitting around in this area. You can eat dinner and social and chat or even work in this area, right? One of the changes that we made is we added this skylight window, right? We used to have a small skylight window in the back above the bed. We have this system. Press it down on the handle, and you see that the table also moves down, and you put 2 cushions over this, and then there's your bed at night. There's storage here. You can open up when you're on the stair. We envision people are going to put their dirty hiking shoes and put in there. Storage over there as well. The tunnel is accessible through under the cushion as well, so you can access it from the inside, not just from the outside. So this is the galley area where we have kitchen on the left side and the bathroom on the right side, and here we have the closet and 4-in-1 microwave, This is a microwave, it's an oven, it's an air fryer, it's a boiler, it's all in one, you know. And then we have a residential full-size fridge right here, very large fridge, huge freezer. On this side, we have our chef kitchen. You have this beautiful countertop and a fairly sizable sink. The faucet can rotate, and once you open up the awning window, right, you can actually rinse your hand from the other side. The induction cooktop, all electric induction cooktop. We call this the wandering cooktop. So not only you can use it inside, but sometimes you want to cook outside, right? So what you can do is simply take this out. You can set it on a picnic table and use this to cook outside. Indeed. One of the biggest feedback we have received from our previous prototype is the overhead cabinet. The door used to open down. Now we fixed that. All right, here we go.
There you
go. Opened up, ton of storage behind it, and you notice the shelf here. This is different. Yeah. So
extends all the way to the end of the vehicle.
Yes, I'll show you in a bit once we're in the back there. Yeah. Over here, we have our spa bathroom. Right. We have this bathroom with transparent glass. So the reason we did this is that we really want to open up the space when you're inside, right? You get a really great sense of space. You have this glass, as you can see this beautiful bathroom, right? But when you actually are using it, yeah. So if you don't mind, I'll let you go in and press the button called window on the wall right there, yeah.
That is awesome.
You can turn on the lights too.
That is so cool.
And it's a dry bath, so you have separate shower and toilet, right? And we have a seat in the shower area. You can sit down and shower. It's actually really, really sizable. I mean, you can try it in that space. You're not going to have any problem in your headroom.
It passes the 5'11" tall girl test. I will say that. And this has a nice little curtain too. Quite a bit of storage, actually.
Quite a bit of storage, indeed. Yeah. And we have a macerating toilet right there. So we've really thought about how we make the waste process of RVing better, because this is like one of the most, people's least favorite part of RVing, right? Exactly, yeah. So it starts with having a macerating toilet. So normally RV, you have a gravity toilet, right? Stuff just goes into the tank, the black tank. Here it's power. So this macerating toilet is like your kitchen garbage disposal, right? It grinds the stuff and put it into the tank into a much easier disposable format, right? And our system can easily get rid of it. We have macerating pump that gets the black tank, the stuff on the black and the gray tank out easily to your dump station. So let's go to the end here. This is where we currently have it set up as a bedroom, right? We have a queen size bed here, right? You can sleep two in the back and you sleep two in the front. What we have engineered is a feature called room flip. So with a single hand, and you can easily just flip this up, and voila, you have your office space. We call this the room flip.
And this desk stays level the whole time, correct? So when you're moving this up and back, if I have a few items that I want to leave on this, but I don't want to put it away before I go to sleep and pull the bed down, this just stays level when you fold it completely down to the ground.
Many people, customers ask us about TV options, right? Our approach is more of bring your own device. And the projector, short throw projector technology has really evolved in the last couple of years, right? We imagine a lot of our customers would just bring a projector and they could use this surface to project their content. Or even when this bed is down, there's a even larger flat surface, you know,
on the actual wall.
On the actual wall on the other side that you can project out, right? Just imagine you're laying on the bed, you know, put your projector right by here and watch a movie. So it's much easier to get your stuff in here, take it out. Same thing for the other side. What these shelves also able to do is they're very versatile. So imagine you have some large items that you need to carry. Let's say a kayak. You have a kayak, right?
Yeah.
And what you can do is you have the rear window open. You can shove it in here, right? And you can put it like diagonally on either corner, and tie them up
To
to these brackets, right? Which
That's-
is very, very
yeah.
strong brackets, right? Very secure. Of course, everything is controlled directly through the Pebble app, right?
Yeah.
All the lighting, the window, air conditioning, everything is controlled through here. So, for example, lighting, it's multi-zone. We have the front, right? The dinette is on. You can turn it off. Yeah. And kitchen, we just turn off the kitchen. So we just have the ambient lighting running here.
Love it.
Right, and you can dim it, right? Create whatever mood that you want.
As far as the heating and cooling,
Yeah.
I'm assuming you can remotely control it through there
Correct. It's
as
directly
well.
through the Pebble app. Yeah.
Where is that coming out of? Where are the vents for that?
Yeah. So we have our HVAC system that's built into the. It's like a mini split. You already saw the outside unit. It's under that aero box, right? In the front. So the compressors and all the noisy components they're put outside, so it keeps the interior very quiet. And then the outlets are on either end of the
Oh, I see. Yep.
either end of the island here. Yeah. So that basically blows the air and allows it to circulate throughout the entire cabin here. The system is rated to 15,000 BTU, so it's a really powerful system. And in addition to the HVAC system, we also have tank heaters, right, to prevent the tank from freezing at low temperature.
Now that I've learned about the features and systems, it was time to experience the Pebble Flow out on the road.
All right, so we're outside now because we're going to see what the Pebble Flow can do with all of its magic features.
Right. Let me first show you, all right, the motion, which is the remote control, and the magic hitch. All right, so here's the iPad app, and here we have a motion mode. So click into this, and it's asking you for authentication, because anything with motion on this vehicle has to go through authentication for extra security.
Well, all you have to do is put your thumb on here, and then there's a menu that will allow you to turn it left, right, or go forward or backward. So this is a very easy interface, and it can make a full 360-degree rotation. And surprisingly, it does it at a pretty good speed too. So it shouldn't take you too long to get it into that right position to get it where you want it at a campsite. That's pretty amazing. All right, I'm gonna go back, see if I can get it to go the other direction here. And it's nice and smooth.
You want to go to the next magic hitch?
Yes, let's see.
All right,
Let's see
I'll let you do it.
itself.
I'll let you do it.
Okay,
Can you do me a favor? Move a little bit closer, about 3 feet behind the Rivian. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I can. I can do that right here with my fingertips.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right.
Looks like it's extending the arm of the wheel that is able to maneuver it in the front. And it's nice and slow too. That's what I like about it.
Anytime that you don't feel comfortable, lift the finger off and it'll stop. Keep holding it until the jack stops moving.
Got it. And look at that. Now it's starting to lift that whole wheel off the front.
So next step. All right, we're gonna let you tow it. But before we do that, our test engineer Josh, he's hooking up the pieces that we have yet to automate yet.
Yes.
So the safety chains and the 7-pin connectors, you know, those are standard equipment on all trailers that you have to have. All right, it's all hooked up. So we were in a camp mode, okay? Yeah. And now you're on a trip, so let's go on the trip mode, yeah? So in this mode here, you really only have a few selection here. Active towing assist, on or off, or recharge, okay? So what we're gonna do is, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, we're gonna start with off.
Okay.
Yeah? So you're going to feel the weight of the vehicle, right? To calibrate. So that's what a normal trailer will feel like, right? It's the GVWR of this vehicle, the Pebble Flow is 6,800 pounds.
68, okay.
6,800 pounds, that's our production spec, yeah. As is, this is without the gear, it's lighter, it's less than 6,000 pounds. Yeah, we have about 1,000 pound of payload, right, for this vehicle. So you're gonna be able to feel that. It is already probably going to feel a little different than other trailers that you've towed before, because, like, you know, the low center of gravity and the auto aerodynamic design, the engineering that went into it. Then once we go around a couple laps and you calibrate it with how this felt, we're gonna turn it on. Yeah, and then you can feel the difference. Yeah. We towed it with a Cybertruck, by the way, like one of our prototypes. We towed it to Napa and back. It's about 200-mile round trip. So one charge, 200-mile round trip, no problem. Still have like 20%, 15% charge left by the time we got back.
Yeah.
Right. Lacey, so we have 2 speed bumps here, so you can take them slow and get a feel for how far the trailer is behind you.
Speed bump 1, check.
Yeah, go a bit slow here. This ramp.
A little bit of a dip.
Yeah.
This is perfect. This is your turn lane.
You're great at towing, making wide turns.
And I can feel that weight behind me. So this is, I'm excited to see how it's going to feel when we turn it on. But yeah, it feels like any other trailer, to be honest, so far from what I've experienced. So do you foresee the iPad being something that you're taking in and out of the vehicle, or is there going to be any kind of functionality with turning this type of feature on and off with maybe an app that would work with, say you don't have a vehicle that is like a Rivian where it actually has app compatibility like an Android Auto or Apple CarPlay? Will there be any kind of support for systems like that to engage the app in the car?
So the phone app is the next step. So from the phone, you can just leave this iPad inside the Flow and use your phone to control the essential function of the Flow, right? As far as additional, those are the things that we're investigating and exploring.
Cool.
Shall we turn it on?
Yeah, that's our first lap.
All right, we're gonna turn it on. It's on.
I can immediately tell a difference. I mean, you still feel a little bit of weight behind you, but it's pretty significant how quickly it changes over to feel like there's not much back there.
That's right. That's exactly right. We're not trying to take all the weight away, right?
Yeah.
But it's significantly reducing the weight that you're feeling when you're towing, so to make it lighter, make it easier, make it safer. So what you're feeling right now, because you're braking, that is 100% regen. So that's what you're using right now. So in most of the use cases, you're gonna just use regenerative braking, right? Because it's great, you're recuperating the energy. It's not adding wear to the friction brakes. And also, it's not gonna overheat when you're going down a mountain slope, for 20 minutes, right? So additional to the regenerative braking, we also have the friction brake. So those are integrated in the axle. So the friction brake kicks in only when the regen braking is maxed out, right? So very similar to how EV approaches braking. Braking is another challenge with trailers today. Even when you're slowly trying to come up to a stop, you'll never feel the jerkiness. Those jerkiness is quite often when you're in with a normal trailer with the trailer brake, controller that you have.
And the reason I ask that is because I'm like, man, I feel like I could just be chugging along and be like, oh yeah, I forgot that's back there.
That's exactly right.
I need to brake and like, uh-oh, those brakes better be pretty good.
Yes, yeah, we've spent equal amount of time in the braking as well.
So you can tell it's really smooth, and also just when you take off, I can feel it as well with the engagement of the smoothness of making it feel as if nothing's there.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, this street is pretty fast, 45 miles per hour speed limit. If you want, you can go a little faster and accelerate a bit faster and kind of feel how it takes off.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how it just definitely does not feel like I'm pulling 6,800-pound trailer behind me.
Easy tow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, in this last lap, we're gonna show you the third mode.
Okay.
It's called recharge. What that is, you probably already guessed, right? It's using the motor to recuperate energy and charge the battery. So we envision some of our customers are gonna use a gas vehicle to tow the Flow, right? If you're using the gas vehicle, if you don't want to stop by EV charging station, in addition to stopping by at a gas station, you can use the recharge mode. So you can set it to recharge mode and simply tow it and turn the motor into a generator and charge the Pebble Flow.
Very cool.
Because you're probably already feeling a bit of a drag. I can feel it from my
Yes, I can feel it.
passenger seat, right? It's heavier,
Yep.
right? And that's intentional, right? Because we're using the tow vehicle's power to recharge instead of electrically, mechanically transfer the energy to the battery in the back. So I remember like first time towing a trailer, I had a V6, 350 horsepower, and that vehicle was like second gear, 6,000 RPM the entire time. And it's still struggling.
And you hear it.
And
It's
you
just
hear
like,
it.
you're
Oh
like,
my God, right? Is
growling,
it?
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Here it is.
Well, that was really cool to feel. And it just makes me even more excited about what you guys are building here because it's unlike anything that I've ever experienced. And it just shows this is what you can do with electrification.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, Bing Ray, a lot of changes with
That's
this
right.
production
Yes,
intent model.
yes.
I'm very excited to hear what you're looking at as far as your timeline for production now.
Well, our intent is to start production in early 2025 with a delivery in a few months after that.
Okay, so hopefully summertime comes around, then people will start accepting delivery for their Pebble Flows. Now, are there going to be certain editions that come out first for that launch period?
Yes. So we're starting with the Founders Edition, right? And the price is. So we're gonna have a standard configuration starting at $109,000, right? And then we have the Magic Pack, and then we have the Founders Edition.
What are the kind of different colors and combinations that they'd be able to pick?
We have three colors: the sky, that's what you're looking at, poppy, and sand. We also have a fourth color that is limited to the Founders Edition. One color for the interior. We also have different options that people can check the box, right? For example, awning, solar panel, other things.
Okay, got it.
Leveler is an option.
Okay.
Yes, Founders Edition will have all the items included.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, thank you for spending some time with us today, Bing Ray. It's always great to see what you guys have been working on, and obviously you've made a ton of progress, and we are looking forward to getting our own, that's for sure. So
Let's do it.
yes. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this latest video, and if you want to find out about the Pebble Flow and a little bit more, then I'll put a link in the description below. But until next time, drive, fly, ride. Go electric.